Hello everyone, today we are going to solve O-Levels Paper 2 in a session October-November 2019, Paper 2-1. So let's begin with the first question. So in question number 1, Nima travels on a business trip. In A part, the total cost of her flight is $406 including the tax. The cost of the flight excluding tax is $350 and calculate the tax as a percentage of $350. Okay, so the cost of the flight including the tax is this much, so it means 350 is the cost excluding the tax, and plus adding the tax, this would be equals to 406, right? So what is the tax? So the tax would be 406 subtract 350. So 406 subtract 350, this would be 56. So the tax is 56. So $56 is a tax. Now we need to calculate the tax as a percentage of $350. Okay, so tax as a percentage of 350, this would be equals to the tax is 56 over 350, and for percentage we are multiplying by 100. 56 over 350 times 100, this would be 16%. Okay. Now for the B part, Nima takes a suitcase with mass 15.5 kilograms correct to the nearest 0.5 grams. Okay, so this is a mass of a suitcase and we need to find the upper and the lower bounds for this. So we have 15.5 plus minus 0.5 divides 2. Okay, so we have 0.5 divides 2. This would be 0.25. Okay, so 15.5 plus 0.25 is the upper bound, that is 15.75. And 15.5 minus 0.25 would be the lower bound, that is 15.25. Right. Okay, she also takes 6 packets each with a mass 1.2 kilograms correct to the nearest 0.1 kilograms. Okay, so we need to find the upper and lower bound for the mass of each packet, that is 1.2 plus minus 0.1 divides 2. Finding the upper and the lower bound for this as well. So we have 0.1 divides 2, that is 0.05. So 1.2 add 0.05 would be 1.25, and 1.2 subtract 0.05 is 1.15. Right. Okay. Now she has a luggage limit of exactly 23 kg for the flight. Can Nima be certain that the mass of her luggage is below the limit? Show how you decide. Okay, so Nima can be certain if the upper bounds of mass of a suitcase and the mass of 6 packets must be equals to or lower than 23 kilograms, right? So let me find the total mass now. So for total mass, we need to add the upper bound for the mass of a suitcase, that is 15.75, plus the mass of 6 packets, the upper bound of mass of 6 packets. So 6 times 1.25. Let's see. So we have 6 times 1.25 and then adding 15.75. This would be 23.25. So this is more than the limit. So we can say that no, she can't be certain because the total mass exceeds the limit of 23 kg. because it is more than 23 kg, so she can't be certain. Now for the C part, Nima changes $245 to euros on her trip. The exchange rate is $1 would be equals to 0.73 euros. So let's do it step by step. So if $1 this much, so what would be $245? So $245 would be in terms of euros 245 times 0.73. So we have 245 times 0.73. So 178.85 euros. 178.85. On the trip, she spent 124 euros. So after spending 124 euros, we need to subtract 124. So subtracting 124, how much is left? 54 euros. 54.85 euros are left. Okay, when she returns, she changes the remaining euros back to dollar at the rate of this. Calculate the amount of money she receives. Give your answer correct to the nearest dollars. Okay, so this much we need to convert back to the dollar by using the given exchange rate. So if $1 would be this much, what would be 1 euro? 1 euro is equals to, in terms of dollar, it is 1 over 0.76. So we need to find for this much euros. So we have 54.85 euros would be equals to 54.85 divide $0.76. So divide 0.76. So in terms of dollars, the answer is 72.17. We need to give our answer correct to the nearest dollars. So it would be just $72. Right. Now for the D part, on her next trip, Nima hires a car. She drives a total of 657 kilometer in a car. Okay, so this is the total distance she travels. The car uses fuel at a rate of 4.3 liters per 100 kilometers. So 4.3 liters per 100 kilometer. Right? So it means that 100 kilometer the fuel consumption is 4.3 liters. So what about 1 kilometer? 1 kilometer, the fuel consumption would be 4.3 over 100 liters. So this would be 4.3 divide 100. This is 0.043. 0.043 liters for 1 kilometer. The car uses fuel at, Nima pays $1.29 per liter of the fuel. Okay, so for 1 liter, calculate the amount she spent on fuel during the trip. Okay, if 1 kilometer use this much liter of fuel and she drives a total of 657, so what is 657 kilometer? In terms of liters, it would be 657 times 0.043. So times 657. So this would be, in terms of liters, 28.251 liters. Okay. Now we have given the information 1 liter. Here, 1 liter is equals to, in terms of dollar, it is 1.29. So she used this much liters in her total trip. So what about 28.251 liters? This would be multiply with 1.29. So in terms of dollar, this would be $36.44. The total money she spent on fuel. Now for the E part, Nima stays in a hotel for 7 nights. Okay, this is her hotel bill, the items and the cost. 7 nights at dash per night, and this is a cost for the 7 nights. How can we find for cost of 1 night? By dividing by 7. So we can say 805 divide 7. So this is a cost of 1 night, that is 115, right? Okay, now 4 dinners at this each, and we need to find the cost of 4 dinners and cost of 1 dinner. Total before tax, let's say the total before tax is X, and this X is representing 100%. Total including the tax at 6.5% would be this. Okay, so complete the missing values in the hotel bill. Okay, by giving this information, by using this information, that the total including the tax, right? This is before the tax. So before the tax is 100%, and including the tax would be 6.5% of X. This would be equals to 996.84. So from here we can find the cost before the tax, the X value. So let's do it. So X would be equals to 996.84 multiplied by 100 and dividing by 100 plus 6.5, right? So 100 plus 6.5, this would be 106.5. 100 divide 106.5 and times by 996.84. So the X value is 936. 936. So we can say that the total before the tax is 936. Okay. Now these are the cost. So 7 night stay cost is this, and the total before the tax, the cost is this. Now we can easily find the cost of 4 dinners. How can we find the cost of 4 dinners? By subtracting the total from the night stay. So we can say that for dinner we can do $936 are going to subtract with 805 to find the cost of 4 dinners. Subtract 805, 113. 131 is the cost of 4 dinner. Now to find the cost of 1 dinner, dividing by 4, we have 32.75 is the cost of 1 dinner. Now question number 2, in A part, on one afternoon there were 200 visitors in a library. So now the total number of visitors are 200. The table summarizes the time in minutes each visitor spent in the library, the time in terms of minutes, and the frequencies given to us. Now for the first part, on the grid, draw the histogram to represent this data. So for the histogram, we have given the time in terms of minutes, horizontally, and vertically we have a frequency density. So the time is already given, but we have given the frequency. Now we need to find the frequency density. So the formula for the frequency density is frequency dividing by class width. So we have given the frequency f, but we don't know about the class width. We need to find the class width. So what is the class width? The difference between 0 and 20 would be the class width, that is 20. 20 to 40 is 20. 40 to 60 is again 20, and 60 to 90. 60 to 90, the class width is 30, and 90 to 180, the class width is 90. Okay, now let me find the frequency density. By doing frequency divides the class width. So 26 divides 20, right? Okay, 26 divides 20, this would be 1.3. Now 76 divides 20, 3.8. Then 56 divides 20, 2.8. And 24 divides 30, 0.8. And 18 divides 90 would be 0.2. Okay. Going to the grid, let me consider this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. Okay. Now for the first time, when the time is from 0 to 20, as you can see in the table. 0 to 20, the cumulative frequency, the frequency density is 1.3. Okay, so 0 to 20. 0 to 20, it is 1.3. So here we have 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. This point. Let me draw the histogram. Okay. Now for the next, we have from 20 to 40, 3.8. Okay, 20 to 40, we have 3, and then 3.8 is 2 blocks below 4. So this would be 20 to 40. Okay. The next is 40 to 60, 2.8. 40 to 60, we have 2, and 2.8 is over here. Right. And the next is 60 to 90, 0.8. 60 to 90. 60 to 90. 90 is in the middle of 80 and 100. It is 0.8. So 2 blocks below 1. Here is just 90. Right. Now the last point is 90 to 180, 0.2. So 90 to 180, this would be 0.2. Just the 2 blocks above 0. So that's the histogram. Now for the second part, work out the percentage of these visitors who spent more than 40 minutes in the library. Okay, so how many spend more than 40 minutes? So this is the 40 minutes. So more than 40 can be 56, 24 and 18. So if I can add 56 plus 24 plus 18, so 96 visitors spent more than 40 minutes. So we can say the percentage would be 96 spend more than 40, and the total are 200, and times by 100, because we are finding the percentage. So 96, it's 98. It's 98, yeah, 98. 98 times 100 and dividing by 200, this would be 49%. So 49% of the visitors spent more than 40 minutes in the library. Now for the B part, Mario recorded the number of books borrowed by each of 200 visitors in the library. His results are shown in the table, number of books and the frequency. Find the median. So the median is half of the value. So we can say that half of 200, this would be equals to 100th value. So we need to add, and we can check where the 100 appears. So 17 plus 47 would be 64. It is lower than 100. So adding 42, this is 106. So 100 comes in this range when the number of big books are 2. So the median is 2. Now for the second part, calculate the mean. So for the mean, we need to do the sum dividing by total. So how can we find the sum? To find the sum, we can multiply the number of books with the frequency, then add them up, and then dividing by the total number of visitors, that are 200. So 0 times 17 would be 0. 0 plus 1 times 47 is 47, plus 2 times 42. 2 times 42 is 84, plus 3 times 28, 84, plus 4 times 32, 128, plus 5 times 21, 105, plus 6 times 13, 78. And all of them are dividing by the total number of visitors, and the total number of visitors are 200. So dividing by 200. So let me add all of them. So we have 47 plus 84 plus 84 plus 128 plus 105 plus 78 dividing by 200. So the mean is 2.63. 2.63. That's the mean. Okay, now for part 3. One of the visitors is selected at random. Find the probability that this visitor borrowed more than 4 books. Okay, so more than 4 books. More than 4 books can be 5 books and 6 books, and their frequency is 21 and 13. So 21 plus 13, this would be 34. So 34 of the visitors borrowed more than 4 books, and out of 200, so the total are 200. So 34 by 200 is the answer. Now for the fourth part, 2 of the visitors are selected at random. Find the probability that only one of them borrowed 6 books. Give your answer as a decimal correct to 4 significant figure. Okay, so 2 of the visitors are selected in this case now, and only one borrowed exactly 6 books. So for exactly 6, the frequency is 13. So it means 13 visitor borrowed 6 books out of 200 visitors, times the second visitor borrow can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 books. So we need to add their frequencies. So for 0 it is 17 plus 47 plus 42 plus 28 plus 32 plus 21. So the rest are 187. Right, so we can say that the second visitor can be borrowed 0 to 5 books, and those are 187, and now the visitor left are 199. This, or we can make another combination, that if we can say that the first visitor borrow, the books can be from 0 to 5, so these are 187 and the total are 200. So times the second visitor borrowed exactly 6 books, and those are 13, and the total left would be 199. Right, okay, so we have 187 times 13, that is 2431, and dividing by 200 times 199, that is 39,800, plus the same, we have 2431 over 39800. So let me add the numerator, 2431 plus 2431. This would be equals to 4862 over 39,800. Let me divide it by 39800. We need to convert our answer in decimal and correct to 4 significant figures, right? So the answer is 0.1221. So correct to 4 significant figure, we have 6, so we need to round. So 0.1222. Question number 3. Shape A and shape B are drawn on the grid. Describe fully the enlargement that maps shape A onto shape B. Okay, so we have given the shape A and shape B. So we can see that the shape A and shape B is the enlargement of shape A. We need to find the scale factor and the center of enlargement. So from here, this is 1 unit and this is 2 units. So it is understood that the scale factor is 2. Right, now we need to find the center of enlargement. How can we find the center of enlargement? By connecting the points. So we can see that this point on A would be this point on B. So let me join these 2 points. Yes, right, and this point would be this point. So let me connect these 2 as well. Right, and this point would be this point. Right, and the last, this point would be this point. So as we can see, all the 4 points passing through this. Here x is 7 and the y is 1. So the center of enlargement is 7 and 1, and it has a positive scale factor because it is not on the other side of the center, because it is on the same side of the center, so it has a positive scale factor. So we can say that the transformation is an enlargement. Enlargement with a scale factor of 2 and center of enlargement is 7, 1. Right. Now for the B part, shape A is mapped onto shape C by a rotation of 90 degree. Clockwise, center is 1, 0. Draw and label shape C on the grid. So we need to rotate shape A 90 degree clockwise and center 1, 0. So first we need to find out the center, where is 1, 0. So x is 1 and y is 0. So this is the center. Now we need to rotate A clockwise. So in this direction, right? So from this center, this point is 1, 2. So from here 1, 2. This would be the new point, right? So from this center, the point is 1, 2, 3. So it is 1, 2, and 3, this point. Okay, and from the center, it is 1, 2, and 1. So it is 1, 2, and 1. And the last point is 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. Here is the shape C. Let me draw it first and then label it. After the rotation, 90 degree clockwise about the center 1, 0. So this is shape C. Now for the C part, transformation P is represented by the matrix P maps A onto shape D. In the first, draw and label shape D on the grid. So we have given the transformation matrix. So we know that transformation times matrix would be equals to image. So the transformation we have given is 0, -1, -1, 0. Now we need to find the matrix A, the coordinates for A. If we go back, we have 1, 2, 1, 2, and this point is 2, 2, 2, 2. Then we have 3, 3, 3 and 3, and lastly, last point is 1, 3. We have 1 and 3. So let me multiply to get the coordinates for the shape D. So rows are going to multiply with column, it's 0, and this is -2, -2, -3, -3. And we have -1, -2, -3, and -1. So these are the coordinates for shape D. Now we need to draw and label the shape D on the grid. So the point is -2 and -1. So let me draw where is -2, -1. X is -2, y is -1, right? Next is -2, -2. X is -2 and y is -2. Then -3 and -3. So this would be -3, -3. And the last -3, -1. So x is -3 and y is -1. So this is a shape D. D. Now for the second part, describe fully the single transformation P. Okay, so as we can see that the transformation P, this is a matrix for the transformation P. So it is a reflection, and it is a reflection in when y equals to negative of x. So it is basically a reflection in y equals to negative x, because the values are negative, so it is a reflection in y equals to negative x. Now question number 4, we have given the volume of a cone and the curved surface area of a cone. These two formulas we have given to us. Okay, now the diagram shows a gate post. It is made in the shape of a cylinder with a cone on the top. The cylinder and the cone each has a diameter of 8 centimeter. So when the diameter is 8 centimeter, it means the radius is 4 centimeter. The height of the cylinder is 95 centimeter and the height of the cone is 15 centimeter. Okay. Now in A part, calculate the volume of the gate post. So volume of a gate post is equals to the volume of a cylinder plus the volume of a cone. Right? We need to add the two volumes to get the total volume of the gate post. So we know that the formula for the volume of a cylinder is pi r square h, and the volume of a cone is given to us, that is 1 by 3 pi r square h. Okay, so we have a pi, so the radius for both of them is same, that is 4, so we have 4 square. And for cylinder, the height of a cylinder is 95, so put 95 plus 1 by 3 pi, the radius is same, 4 square. Height of a cone is 15. Okay, let's use a calculator and find out the value. So 4 square is 16 times 95 is this, plus, okay, first let me solve this one. Now we have, let me take pi common. So we have 4 square is 16 times 15, and then dividing by 3 would be 80. This is 80, and then add 16 times 95 and then times with the pi. So we have 5026.54. So if we can round it, it would be 5027. Yes, 5027 centimeter cube. Now for the B part, show that the curved surface area of the gate post is 2580 centimeters square. Correct to three significant figures. So the total curved surface area we need to find. So as you can see, the total curved surface area would be equals to the curved surface area of a cylinder and the curved surface area of a cone. The curved surface area of a cone is given to us. Okay, so the total curved surface area, this would be equal to the curved surface area of cylinder plus curved surface area of cone. Okay, so the curved surface area of a cylinder is equals to 2 pi r h, and the curved surface area of a cone is pi r l. Okay, so we need to find the value for L, that is the slant height for the cone. Okay, going back, if we can find, this would be the L. If I can draw a straight line, and this would be the radius, we know this radius is 4 and this height is 15, we can find out the L by using a Pythagoras theorem. We know that L is basically equals to square root of 15 square plus 4 square. This would be the value for L. So we have 15 square plus 4 square is 16, and then square root, this would be equals to 15.52, or we can just say 15.5 centimeter. So this is 15.5 centimeter is a slant height, and let me substitute all the values now. So we have 2 pi, the radius is 4, the height of a cylinder is 95, plus pi, the radius is 4, and the slant height we just got is 15.5. Okay, so now let me simplify to get the total curved surface area. So 2 times 4 times 95 would be 760, and then add 4 times 15.5 and then times with pi. This would be 2582.3. So 2582.3. Now we need to find correct to three significant figures, 1, 2, 3. These are the three significant figures. So the next number is 2, so we need to round down. So correct to three significant figure is 2. It would be 2580 centimeter square. Now for the C part, a geometrically similar gate post has a total height of 150 centimeter. Calculate the total curved surface area of this gate post. Okay, so if we can say that before, what is the total height? 95 plus 15. So 95 plus 15, the total height, let's say this is the gate post A, its total height is 110, and this would be the gate post B, and its total height is 150. So the height for A ratio the height for B. So for A it is 110 the total height, and its total height is 150. So it would be 11 and this would be 15. So these heights are in centimeters, right? But we need to find the total curved surface area of this gate post in terms of centimeters square. So for surface area we need to do a centimeter square. We need to square the both heights. 15 square. So 11 square we know is 121 and 15 square is 225. Okay. So 121 is the height for the first gate post, and we know that this 121 is its area is 2580. We just got in part B. So if 121 is representing this much, so what would be 225, because we are finding for the second gate post. So this would be 2580 over 121 and times 225, right? So let me simplify it now. So it would be 2580 times 225, divide 1 to 1. So it would be 4797.5 centimeters square. So 4797.5 centimeters square. Question number 5 in A part, we have the first part is a quadratic equation. We need to convert it into vertex form and find the value of A and the value of B. Okay, how can we convert the quadratic equation into vertex form? So first we need to take the coefficient of x square common from the first two terms. So the coefficient of x square is just 1 and negative 13 is outside, right? And in the next step we need to take the value for B, that is the coefficient of x, that is 7. Take its dividing by 2 and take its square and then add and subtract. So it would be 7 by 2 whole square and adding and subtracting 7 by 2 whole square and then negative of 13. So we have x square plus 7x plus 7 by 2 whole square, and taking the negative term outside, minus 13, and minus 7 square is 49 and 2 square would be 4, right? So for this simplification, this is x plus 7 by 2 whole square, and what is this? We have negative 49 divides 4 and then negative of 13. This would be minus 101 by 4. And then we have comparing it with the x plus a whole square plus b. So this is a and this is b. In terms of decimal, the b would be negative 25.25. And what is a? 7 by 2. 7 divides 2 would be the a, that is 3.5. Right. Now for the second part, hence solve the equation, show your working and give your answer correct to 3 significant figures. Okay, so this equation is equals to x plus 3.5 whole square and minus 25.25, and this would be equals to 0. So we can say that x plus 3.5 whole square would be equals to 25.25. Now taking square roots on both sides, so this would be x plus 3.5, and here we have plus minus square root of 25.25. Right, now we have two x values, x equals to negative of 3.5 plus minus square root of 25.25. Now let's find the two values correct to three significant figures. So negative 3.5 and positive square root 25.25. This would be 1.524. Correct to three significant figure, it would be 1.52. 1.52. And negative 3.5 and negative square root of 25.25 would be 8.52. Negative 8.52. Now for the b part, we need to simplify this expression. So from the numerator, we can see we have 2x whole square minus 3 whole square. And in the denominator, 2 times 12 is 24. Now we need to find the factors of 24 that gives negative of 11. 3 times 8 is 24, right? And when we do minus 3 minus 8 is minus 11. So let me break the midterm now. So 2x square minus 3x minus 8x and plus 12, right? So in the numerator, we can use the formula of a square minus b square, that is a plus b into a minus b. So 2x plus 3 and 2x minus 3. And in the denominator, we have, let me take x common, we are left with 2x minus 3. And let me take negative of 4 common, we have 2x and minus 3. Okay, combining the factors in the denominator, so we have 2x plus 3, 2x minus 3 over 2x minus 3 into x minus 4. Now we can cancel the like factors from the numerator and the denominator, and the simplified expression is 2x plus 3 over x minus 4. Now for the c part, we need to solve this rational expression. So we need to take the LCM by cross multiplying. 2x is multiplying with x minus 1 and plus 6 is multiplying with x plus 4 and dividing with x minus 1 into x plus 4, and this would be equals to 2. Now in the next step, we need to do a cross multiplication. So 2x square minus 2x plus 6x and plus 6 times 4 would be 24. And 2 is going to multiply with this. Let me multiply both of them. 2, okay, x minus 1 and x plus 4. We can multiply in the next step. So it would be 2x square and plus 4x and plus 24, and this would be equals to 2. This is x square, x times 4 would be 4x minus 4. Let me take 2 common. We are left with x square plus 2x plus 12. This would be 2 is common, x square plus 3x and minus 4. So cancel out the 2 on both sides, and we are left with x square is also cancelled. 2x plus 12 would be equals to 3x minus 4. So shifting the x terms on the left, so 2x minus 3x, and constant terms on the right, minus 4 minus 12. So minus x would be equals to minus 16, so x would be equals to 16. So the value of x is 16. Question number 6. These are first 4 patterns in a sequence made using counters. So we have a pattern 1, 2, 3, 4. In A part, complete the table for the patterns in this sequence. So we have given the pattern numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and the number of counters. We need to find the number of counters. So for first, we use 3 counters, for second 8, for third 15. Let me find the difference between the terms. So 8 and 3, we need to add 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. And 8 and 15, we have a difference of 7, adding 7. Okay, so for the next, if we are adding 5 and then adding 7, so for the next we need to add 9, right? 5, 7, 9. So 15 plus 9 would be 24. And for next we need to add 11, adding odd numbers, right? 24 plus 11 would be 35. So these are the two missing numbers. Now for the B part, find an expression in terms of n for the number of counters in patron n. Okay, so the number of counters we need to find. So for first patron, 3 counters. For second, 8. Third, 15. Fourth, 24. And fifth, 35. How can we make a relation between them? Okay, so if we can say that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have the counter numbers 3, 8, 15, 24 and 35. So if I can say, how can we make this 3? We can say 1 into 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 is 3 and 3 times 1 is 1. This 1 is representing the patron number 1. So when the patron number is 2 and 2 plus 2, 2 plus 2 is 4 and 4 times 2 would be 8. For this, when the patron is 3, we have 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2 is 5 and 5 times 3 is 15. For this, when the patron number is 4, we have 4 plus 2. 4 plus 2 is 6 and 6 times 4 is 24. For the fifth, we have 5 into 5 plus 2. 5 plus 2 is 7 and 5 times 7 is 35. So these 1 is a patron number 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can say n into n plus 2. This is a patron rule for the number of counters. Now for the C part, Ken has a bag containing 1358 counters. He makes the largest possible patron in the sequence patron P using these counters. Okay, find the value of P. Okay, so what we need to do, he has a total counters would be this. So in terms of n, we can replace it with P. P into P plus 2. This is for the patron P, the number of counters for patron P, and the total he has 1, 3, 5, 8. Right? Okay, so we have P square plus 2P minus 1, 3, 5, 8 would be equals to 0. It's a quadratic equation. We can solve it by using a quadratic formula. So we have P would be equals to negative of B plus minus square root B square minus 4, A and C is 1358. Divides 2 times of A. 2 times of 1. Okay, so let me use a calculator. 2 square is 4 and negative times negative would be positive. So we have 4 times 1358 and then adding 4. So we have this number. So P would be equals to negative 2 plus minus square root of 5436. And then dividing by 2. Okay, so we have two values for P. So let me find both of them one by one. Negative 2 positive square root, negative 2 positive square root of 5436 divides to 35.86. And for second, negative 2 negative square root of 54336 and then divides 2. This would be negative 37.86. So as we need to find the value of P, and P is a patron number, so that number must be positive, not negative, and that must be a whole number, so P would be 35. Now for the second part, he used all the remaining counters to make another patron in the sequence, patron Q. Find the value for Q. So we have a patron rule is n into n plus 2, right? So this is the P value. So it is 35 plus 2. So this would be 35 times 37. So 35 times 37 is 1295. 1295. So he used 1295. Now we need to find the remaining counters. Remaining counters would be 1358 are total, and subtracting 1295. 1358 subtract 1295. 63 counters are left. How can we convert it into this way? So 63, we know that 63 is 7 times 9 is 63. 7 into 7 plus 2, right? So this is n into n plus 2, right? So n, or we can say that the value of q is 7. Question number 7. P, Q, R, S are the points on a circle. P, Q, R, S. P, X, R, P, X, R, this, and Q, X, S are straight lines. So these are the two straight lines. We need to first in A part show that the triangle PQX, PQX, this triangle is similar to the triangle SRX, SRX. These two triangles are similar. Give a reason for each statement you make. Okay, so to show that the two triangles are similar, it means we need to show that all three angles are equal. All angles are equal for similar triangles. Okay, so first as we can see that they have an angle X, this angle. So let me say this angle is A. So these two angles are same because these are vertically opposite. So we can say that the angle PXQ would be equals to SXR because vertically opposite angles are equal, right? Okay, now angle R, if we consider PRS, right, and this angle is equals to PQS because PRS follows a segment of PS and PQS follows a segment of PS. So these two angles are also equal. So we can say that PQX this and equals to SR, this is A, both are A, these two both are B, SR and X because angles on same segments are equal. Angles on same segments. Right, now for the third angle, this angle P, if we can say that QPR follows a segment QR, and this angle QSR also follows a segment of QR. So these two angles are also same. We can say these angles are C. So we can write down that QPX is equals to RSX. Again, angles on same segments are equal. Okay, so by using which postulate? By using angle postulate, triangle PXQ is similar to triangle SRX, right? Okay, now moving to the B part, PX, QX and SX are given. We need to calculate RX. Okay, so PX is, this is PX. Okay, let me draw both of the two similar triangles separately because these two triangles are similar, so we are going to use a concept of similar triangle. So if I have the first triangle PQX, this is P, this is Q, and this is X, and the other triangle is S, X, and R. Okay, so P to X is 8.1, Q to X is 6.3, and S to X is 4.5. We need to find Rx. Okay, by using the concept of similar triangle, we can say that Rx divides 6.3, corresponding sides would be equals to 4.5 divides its corresponding side is 8.1. So what is Rx? Rx would be 4.5 times 6.3 and then dividing with 8.1. So this is 3.5 centimeter. Okay, now for the second part, find the ratio area of a triangle PQX, ratio area of a triangle PSX. Give your answer in its simplest form, PQX and PSX. So where is PQX, PSX, these two triangles? Okay, so as we can see that these two triangle is a part of a bigger triangle PQS. This bigger triangle is split into two triangles and they have the same height. PX is same. So now we know that we can just compare the sides, the bases, right? QX and SX. We just need to compare this, the ratio of the two bases. So QX ratio SX. QX is 6.3 and this ratio is compared with SX 4.5. Okay, so 6.3 divide 4.5, this is 7:5. So that is the answer in the simplest form, 7:5. Question number 8. Rectangle ABCD has area 80 centimeters square. ABCD. Triangle PCQ, we have PCQ is a triangle, is removed from one corner of the rectangle. BQ and DP is 4 centimeter. B to Q is 4. D to P is 4. And AB is X. This side is X. Okay. Now for A part, write down an expression in terms of X for CP. C to P. Okay. So as we know that CP, this expression. So we can see C to D is basically equals to CP plus PD. Right? C to D is CP plus PD. CD is equals to AB. If AB is X, so CD is also X. We need to find CP, and P to D is 4. So CP is X minus 4. This is X minus 4. Right. Now for the second part, explain why CQ is this much. Okay. So we need to find the value for CQ. So for this, if we use the information about the area of the triangle, so we know that the area of a rectangle is length times width, right? So what is a length? We know that the length is the area is 80, the length is AB, let's say X, and this would be the width. If we consider this width, that is BC. This is BC, right? And this BC is split into two sections, B to Q and Q to C, right? So this AT would be equals to X and this would be equals to BQ and then plus the bracket plus CQ, right? And we know the value for BQ is 4, right? So this AT would be equals to X times 4 and plus CQ. Okay, now we need to find the value for CQ. So from here we can say that 80 divides X minus 4 would be CQ. So we have showed that CQ is 80 by 4 minus X, 80 by X minus 4. Now for the C part, show that the shaded area y centimeter square is given by this. So this is a shaded area. This is basically area of a rectangle. Subtract the area of a triangle. Now CQ is 80 over x minus 4. Right? So area of a triangle is half base times height. This would be the base and this would be the height. It is a right angle triangle. So the shaded area, we can say that shaded area is area of a rectangle subtract area of a triangle. Right? So area of a shaded area is y, area of a rectangle is 80, area of a triangle is half base times height. So you can see the base is CP and the height is CQ. CP is x minus 4 and this would be CQ, right? So we have base times height 80 over x minus 4. Okay, so let me simplify the expression. So we have y would be equals to 80, subtract, we have 1 by 2. X is going to multiply with this, x is cancelled with x, we have just left with 80. X times negative 4 minus 4x. And minus 4 times this, minus 4 times 80. 320 over x, right? And minus times minus would be plus, 4 times 4 is 16. So y would be equals to 80. Now subtracting 80 by 80 divides 2 would be 40. Minus of 40, negative times negative would be positive. 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4. We have a positive. Now 320 divides 2, 160 over x, and we have negative. 2 times 8 is 16. Yes. Now for further simplification, y would be equals to 160 over x and plus 2x. And what about this? 80 minus 40 and minus 8. 80 minus 40 minus 8 is 32. So we have showed that y is equals to 160 over x plus 2x plus 32. Now for the D part, complete the table for the function. Values are given to one decimal place where appropriate. Okay, we need to find the value for y when x is equals to 16. So just substitute x equals to 16. So we have y is equals to 32 plus 2 times of 16 plus 160 divide 16. Okay. So 160 divided 16 is 10 plus 2 times of 16 plus 32. This would be 74. Okay. Now for the E part, on the grid, draw the graph of the function for negative 4, 2, and the x is between 4 and 20. So 4 to 20, right? So the first, when the x is 4, the y value is 80. Okay. So we have 4 and this is 80. 80 is at the top over here. So this would be the first point. Now when x is 6, the y is 70.7 for 6. Here it is 6. We have 70. And the 1, 2 and in the middle it is 71. So it is 70.7 is, let's say this point would be 70.7. Then for 8 it would be 68. 8 and then 68 is easy. And for 10 it is again 68. 10 it's 68. 12 69.3. So for 12 it is 68 and we have middle 69 and this would be 69.3. For 14, 71.4. So 14, we have 71, 2 in the middle and 71.4 would be here. And for 16, we have 74. So 16 and 74 is here. 1876.9, 1876, and this is 76.9 before 77. Now for 20 it is 80, so that's easy. 20 and the top is 80. Yes. Now let me connect all these points to get a smooth curve. Okay, so that's the curve of the given function. Now for part F, use your graph to find the minimum possible shaded area. So the minimum possible shaded area, it means that is below the area. So we can see the lower point of this curve is 68. So we need to find from this point to below, we need to find the minimum possible shaded area because it's minimum, so we need to find for the below. So as we can see that between 60 and 62, so we have a difference of 2, and we have the blocks are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 blocks and the difference is 2. So it would be 2 out of 5, and 2 by 5 is 0.4. So it means each block is representing 0.4. So we have 60 to 66, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks above 66. So how can we find the minimum possible shaded area? We can say that there are 4 blocks of 0.4, so times with 4 and then adding 66, we will get the minimum possible area, shaded area. So 4 times 0.4 and then adding 66, this would be 67.6 would be the minimum possible shaded area, 67.6 centimeters square. Now question number 9, the diagram shows the position of 3 farms A, B and C on the horizontal ground. Farm A is on the bearing of 125 degrees from farm A. Okay, so AB is 950, B to C is 680 and AC is 520. Now in A part, show that the angle BAC, this angle is 44.0 degrees Celsius, correct to 1 decimal place. So if we consider the triangle ABC, we have all the 3 sides are given. We can find one angle. We can use a law of cosine for this triangle. So we can use a law of cosine for triangle ABC. We need to find the angle A, so we can say the law of cosine would be A square is equals to B square plus C square minus 2BC cos of angle A. So from here the angle A would be equals to cos inverse of B square plus C square minus A square divides 2BC. Okay, now A would be equals to cos inverse of, let me substitute all the values. So we have a B, the B is 520. So we can say that 520 whole square. C is 950, so plus 950 whole square minus the value of A 680. 680 whole square divides 2 times B, that is 520, times C, that is 950. Okay, now let me do the calculation. Okay, 580 square plus 950 square minus 680 square, this would be 71,500, and 2 times 520 times 950 and 71,500, divide with that answer and then doing the cos inverse, we have 44.01. So we have 44.0 correct to 1 decimal place. So the angle is 44 degrees. Okay. Now for B part, calculate the bearing of A from C. Okay, so we need to calculate the bearing of A from a point C. So what we need to do, we need to draw the north line at point C. If I can draw the north line at point C, this is a north line, and extend the north line at point A. Okay, so basically we need to measure from the north line to the end point A. We need to measure this angle. This is a bearing of A from point C, right? And this straight line is 180, right? And what is this angle? As we can see that this is 44. These two are the north line and these two lines are parallel, right? So their alternate angles must be equal. This angle is 125 plus 44, so this angle is also 125 plus 44. So what is 125 plus 44? This is 169, so this would be 169. So the bearing of A from C is 180 plus 169, right? So 180 plus 169, this would be 349. So 349 degrees. Part C. Form A and Form B are joined by a straight track AB. Amira walks along the track from A at a constant speed of 4.6 km per hour. Calculate the time it takes for Amira to walk from A to the point that is closest to Form C. When the point that is closest or the shortest, we can say it means we need to find the perpendicular distance. Perpendicular distance of C on A, and give your answer in minutes and second correct to the nearest seconds. Okay, so form A is joined with the track A to B. She moves at a constant speed from A, and we need to find closest point at C. It means we need to find the perpendicular distance. This is the nearest distance, so this is a perpendicular, right? It's a 90-degree angle, so we need to find the distance between A to this point. Let's say this point is X, right? So we know A to C, we need, okay, if I can draw it separately over here by taking a 90-degree angle, so we can see this is 90 A and then C. So in this shape, if I can draw it, this X is 90-degree, we have A at the top and then we have C. Okay, so we know the angle is 44-degree, right? And A to C is 520. And we need to find A to X. This is the shortest distance, right? Because we need to calculate the time it takes for Amira to walk from A to the point that is closest to form C. So this is a point. So we need to find this distance first. So as we can see, it is a right angle triangle. We can use the primary trigonometric ratios to find this side AX. So this is the opposite, adjacent and hypotenuse. So adjacent over hypotenuse we use cos. Cos 44 is adjacent, that is AX, over hypotenuse is 520. So from here AX would be equals to 520 cos 44. Right. So cos 44 times 520, this would be 374. AX is 374.056. Okay, so this is in terms of meters, right? Because previously all the measurements are in terms of meter. As you can see, AB is in meter, meter and meter. So this is also in terms of meters, but we have a speed in terms of kilometers, right? So we need to convert this meters into kilometers by dividing by 1000. So we have 0.374 kilometer. This is a distance, right? Okay, and we have given the speed in 1 hour. She travels 4.6 kilometer. So 1 hour is basically equals to 60 minutes, right? And this much kilometer. Now we need to find the time. So we know the formula that speed is equals to distance over time, and from here time would be equals to distance over speed, right? Okay, so we have distance traveled is this much, 0.374, over the speed is 4.6. Both are in terms of kilometers and kilometers, right? Okay, dividing by 4.6, so this would be 0.0813. 0.0813. This is in terms of hours because 1 hour is this much, so time is in terms of hours. So we need to convert the time in terms of minutes and seconds. How can we convert it in terms of minutes? We can multiply by 60, so we have 4 minutes, right? For if we multiply by 60 before the decimal, we have 4, so the number of minutes are 4, and then subtracting 4, and then so this much is the seconds, so times by 60, so the seconds are 52. So 4 minutes and 62 seconds. Now for part D, a helicopter hovers vertically above farm B. The angle of elevation of helicopter from farm A is 10.7 degree. Calculate the angle of elevation of helicopter from farm C. Okay, so if I can draw it, if we have the farm B is over here and the helicopter is vertically above, this is B and this is the helicopter, it's vertically above the farm B, and the angle of elevation from that A, let's say A is over here, we have an angle of elevation from A is 10.7, and this is perpendicular because it is a vertically above. Okay, so this is A. So going back to the drawing, we know the information that the helicopter is vertically above B. So helicopter is over here, and its angle of elevation with A, this is A connecting with A, this angle is 10.7, and if it is vertically above, so this is a right angle triangle. So this is the same thing that I drew, that is A, B and H. On A to B is 950. Okay, so if I can write down A, B is, this is 950. So let me find the vertical distance B to H. It is a right angle triangle, so we need to find the opposite and adjacent. So we use the ratio for tangent. So tan 10.7 would be opposite is BH over adjacent is 950. So BH would be equals to 950 times tan of 10.7 times 950. This would be 179.50. 179.50 meters. Okay, then they said the angle of elevation. Okay, calculate the angle of elevation of helicopter from farm C. Okay, going back to the figure, from farm C we need to find the angle of elevation. So connecting the helicopter with the farm C, this angle we need to find, and it's connect with B. It is again a right angle triangle, so we need to find this angle. BH we already got, and C to B is 680. So if I can draw it again separately, so we have here BH and C is somewhere here, and okay, now we have H, B and C. So we got the BH is 179.50, CB is 680. We need to find this angle of elevation of the helicopter from farm C. Again we use the primary trigonometric ratios. we have opposite and adjacent. We use tangent again, so tan of that theta, let's say this angle is theta, would be equals to opposite is 179.50 over adjacent is 680. So we can find the theta by doing tan inverse. So let me do it, dividing it with 680 and doing a tan inverse, we will get 14.78. So the angle theta is 14.78, or we can say just 14.8 degree. Question number 10. Points P and Q and the line L are drawn on the grid. In A part, calculate the length of PQ. Okay, so first we need to figure out what is P and what is Q. So P is the point -4 and -3. And Q is the point 3, 5. Okay, so P -4 -3 and Q is 3, 5. We need to find the length of the line PQ by using the formula for the length, that is equals to square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, and then the square root. Okay, so let me substitute the value. So here the P is representing x1, y1 and Q is x2, y2. Now the length would be square root of x2 minus x1. So 3 minus -4 would be +4 whole square, plus y2 is 5 plus 3 whole square. Okay, so let me simplify it further. This would be 7 square and this would be 8 square. Right, so we know that 7 square is 49 and 8 square is 64, and doing its square root we will get 10.63. 3 centimeter is the length of the line PQ. Now for the B part, show that the equation of line L is 3y plus x equals to 1. So by using the formula for the equation of line y equals to mx plus b. M is the slope. We can find the slope by using the 2 points. So if I can take the first point on the line L is 1, 0, and the second point we can take -5 and 2. -5, 2 and 1, 0. We can find out the slope, right? So the formula for the slope, or M, is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and the point we got is 1, 0 and -5, 2. Okay, now y2 minus y1, that is 2 minus 0 over x2 minus x1 is -5 minus 1. This would be 2 over -6. This would be -1/3. So we got the slope of the line L is -1/3. Okay, now y would be equals to -1/3x plus b. Now we can find the value of b by substituting any of these points. I would like to substitute the point 1, 0. When x is 1, y is 0. So y is 0, x is 1 and plus b. So from here the b is +1/3. So substituting the value of b as well. So we got the equation of line L is y equals to mx plus the b. And if we can multiply with 3, y positive x would be equals to 1. So we got the same equation of line for L. Okay, now for the C part, we have line M is perpendicular to line L and passing through the point P. Find the equation of line M. Give your answer in the form of y equals to mx plus b. So we have given the information that the line M is perpendicular to the line L. When two lines are perpendicular, then it means the slope of line M is negative reciprocal of slope of line L. Line L slope is -1/3, so it would be just 3. And it passes through the point P, so the point P is -4 and -3. So now the equation of line is y equals to mx plus b. Putting the slope 3, y equals to 3x plus b. To find the value of b, we use a point P. That is -3 equals to 3 times -4 plus b. -3 would be equals to -12 plus b. -3 and +12 would be equals to b, and 9 is equals to b. So the b value is 9 and the slope is 3. So y equals to 3x plus 9. So this is the equation of line M. So that's the last question of our paper. If you have any queries, you can let me know in a comment section. And please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Take care.